Welcome. This is Scorecard on Citi TV. My name is Fentuo Tahiru. Fentuo. For the next 90 minutes, we'll play back some of the weekend's best sporting action, from Formula One to boxing to football. This weekend had it all. Canelo Alvarez, oh goodness me, undisputed super middleweight champion of the world. What a knockout he delivered. We will try and play that back for you. There was even UFC as well. Kamaru Usman and Covington were at it. Brutal 5-round, unbelievable fight that was. In football, well, I'll tell you what. The Manchester Derby was the highlight of the weekend's action, and it was an interesting demolition at Old Trafford that Man City delivered in that performance. We'll play that back for you. Leaders Chelsea were held, of course. Liverpool were crushed by West Ham United, showing that this season they are not here to joke. In other leagues, of course, the biggest derby is currently happening in Italy between AC Milan and Inter Milan. We'll try and get you updates from that particular match. Elsewhere as well, Leipzig somehow found a way to beat Dortmund. I'm not sure what's going on with Borussia Dortmund these days. The big games, they just choke. And right here at home, Hearts of Oak still looking for their first win of the season. Kotoko found some winning return to the Baba Yara Stadium for the first time in 16 or 17 or 18 months. I'm not sure. Since February of 2020, they've not played at the Baba Yara Stadium. They went back there. They got a 2-0 victory against Manchester United. We'll play back all of that for you here on the show. So it's going to be a very interesting next 90 minutes. Show is live and interactive on social media. Twitter, let me hear from you. Use the hashtag Scorecard to leave your messages. The hashtag is Scorecard. The WhatsApp number, it's on your screen, or should be on your screen shortly. There it is. +233 5505 85832. This is Scorecard on Citi TV. Don't go anywhere. We'll take a very, very short break. When we come back, I will introduce my guest, and then we can start showing you some highlights. All right, welcome back. This is Scorecard. So let me hear from you. On the WhatsApp number, you see there. Also, use the hashtag Scorecard on Twitter. I like the tweets that always come around. So do leave me a message with the hashtag Scorecard. And I'll read your messages, as many of them as possible, and retweet as many of them as possible as well. As usual, my usual guests are here, Christopher Nimley, coach, and Daniel Koranteng. Nimley, our boy is shining on a different level tonight.
That is not the problem. You should be
the problem. Nimley, don't do that.
That is not the problem.
Let's talk about.
You should be telling why we are starting the program 8 minutes late. That is the problem.
That's not a problem.
That is the problem.
You see, our boy is not a problem. Our boy is a compliment.
I'm saying that.
Show it to the camera. Show it to the camera.
He's always been there. I mean,
no. Today's own is.
I've told you.
The camera is on you. Show it to the camera.
That is what my wife likes.
I know. Show it to the camera. The camera
I
was
won't
on
show
you.
Look, you are not serious.
Yeah.
You are not serious. You are not serious.
No, but this is your camera. Show them that boy.
I say you are not serious. Look at the time we are starting.
Show that boy to the camera.
I have a lot to say. My team drew. I'm
there
happy
you go.
with
That's
you.
that boy. You just showed that boy.
Of course,
Give shout out to your baba.
Oh,
extreme
cat. Emmanuel and Jack.
He deserves it. He deserves it.
Ella, you guys are sweet.
Yes. No, they deserve it.
You see,
Danny,
when you get to Fulani Junction, actually, you just
please, now you are doing advertising.
Research, but I should show people where the haircut is originated from. What are you talking about? You gave me the fact. So I'm telling you.
Danny K went for 2 boys. Have you seen Nimley?
I have told you.
Have you seen the 2 boys?
That the people are at extreme haircuts.
We'll give him better.
I should bring all of you.
Look at that.
You have not found time.
And he has gone to do this boy. Look at that boy.
This is below standard.
Below standard boy.
This is the proper boy.
I agree. Look at your boy. Below standard.
Next time I'm
show it to the camera.
I'm coming to extreme.
Look at that. Where the camera? Zoom in on Danny K. I beg you.
Next time I'm coming to extreme.
I see. See your below standard avoid. There's below standard, not good enough. Nimley. But Danny, how are you?
I'm very good.
Nimley, you good?
We drew. I'm happy at least we didn't lose.
Yeah.
Where we is
Last week you were here telling everybody the team I support, isn't it?
yes, Chelsea.
We drew. We drew.
Oh, this is interesting. All right. I'm glad to have you guys. Always great company. Very interesting. I need to point this out. Earlier today, actually in the morning, no, it wasn't morning. No, last night on Saturday night, I received a very interesting message from a certain young man in the Gambia.
Wow.
Who is going to school in Senegal. And he says he never misses the show. And guess what? He only catches up with the show on YouTube. He doesn't even know how to watch the show live. So I was telling him how to catch the show live. And he says he loves you guys. He says he's asking, who is Natalia? So even people in Senegal and the Gambia want to know who Natalia is. It's very interesting.
You are not serious.
No, he said Coach Nimley is the man. And he said I should say hi to Daniel and that he's asking who is Natalia.
You see, when somebody from that far,
you see?
from far away.
Don't let
Coach,
see the time.
Okay, let's go. You are not serious.
Great. All right, let's show you some highlights now. We begin in the Ghana Premier League, of course. Friday night was when match week 2 started. It was Hearts of Oak visiting a place that they have found very little joy in Sogakope against Wafa. That match ended 1-1. Take a look.
It was Richard Atta's reflexes that saved the day. Fatah Mohamed also came in with a few crosses dealt with by the defense of Wafa, and the pendulum swung to and fro, causing no havoc to both sides. Again, some dexterity on the part of the midfield players as they came forward. At this time around, that long ball in from Ransford could not do any damage. They still kept coming forward, trying to create the spaces, and on that occasion, they had to take the quick reflex of Richard Atta to save the day for Accra Hearts of Oak. They did not let it there, but they still kept probing Accra Hearts of Oak with Kofi Koji, the mentor up front, and on this occasion, he managed to get a goal through the legs of Osei Kwejo Boateng. So Accra Hearts of Oak ended the first half with their noses in front, went into the dressing room looking hale and hearty. That goal was scored by bulky Kofi Koji. But for West Africa Football Academy, they still came up with options, and they got back into the game through number 10, Samson Ajipong, with a careful pass from Justus Tosuche, who got his foot in there, and they buried it on the blind side of Richard.
All right, so 1-1, Kofi Koji with the opener. Japan cancelling things out. So it ended 1-0 in Sogakope on Friday night. On Saturday, Legon Cities playing at the Accra Sports Stadium. They hosted RTU, David Abanya Sandan, formerly of Wild Stars, league winner in 2016, Young Player of the Year that particular year. Went to Ashanti Gold. Now he's gone back to the North. John RTU scored a brace for the pride of the North, but it wasn't enough as Legon Cities ran away 3-2 winners.
Naki going away of Legon Cities, taking shots. The cross comes in. A very fine idea that was to give Legon Cities the lead. Joseph Ejay, the towering centre half, was a brilliant interpositional pass, and then what a strike from distance to get that all-important equalizer for Tamale United. They had a few fans at the stadium, and they celebrated this goal of many. And who was going to be taking the set piece? Natakwa took this set piece with a plug. What a goal that was from the youngster who had been introduced a few minutes into the referee had no choice but to whistle for a spot kick. And that spot kick, of course, was expertly converted by Jonah Tuku to make it 3-1 in favor of Legon Cities. And this was expertly converted by David Abagna. And it was 3-2 at the spot.
All right, so David Abanya scoring twice, but what a free kick from Nat Aqua for Legon City's there. So 3-2 winners, their first win of the season. Let's take you to Obuasi. That was where Ashanti Gold hosted Karela United, and that match also ended 1-0. Karela scoring first before Ashgrove fought their way back into the game.
From Eric Esso, but then Asiedu's corner not dealt with properly. Poor clearance from Summit, and it fell to Dafi Yumin Mohammed, and this drive going straight into the net with Kofi Mensah staying helpless on that occasion.
We don't see too many players score from this angle, but that is a top draw from him.
Ashgrove had an opportunity for the equalizer, and they made no mistake. Isaac Opoko Ajiman beating goalkeeper Felix Che to bring Ashanti Gold on level pegging.
Absolutely, we've seen many players miss from the spots, but certainly he will not miss that, and that was a superb finish.
This effort from...
All right, just caressing the top of the crossbar there, but not enough to give either team victory. So the spoils were shared in Obuasi. Let's show you one more match from the Ghana Premier League, this time in Kumasi. Since February of 2020, Kumasi and Asante Kotoko have not played at the Baba Yara Sports Stadium. So that's what. Christopher, you're the mathematician. How many months roughly that is?
So what? Since
February 2020. So February 2021 is 12 months. And it's March, April, May, June, July, August, September, October, November.
Almost
that's 19 months. Incredible. No, actually, that's 9 plus 12. That's 21 months.
21 months.
Wow. So 21 months, Kotoko have been away from the Baba Yara Sports Stadium. They were returning for the first time, and they took on Bechem United. It was proving quite difficult, but in the end, they managed a 2-0 victory, courtesy some very, very late goals.
Rejuvenated in the second half, Prosperity effecting changes. And Kotoko could have been punished, but Augustine Okra had this ball cleared away by Mubarak.
So that is a wonderful and excellent goalkeeping from Abalora again.
It was Nete who got onto the end of Christopher Nete, causing problems. The moment Kotoko got the penalty, when upon was brought down by Dennis Mozaka.
Yeah, you can see Isaac Opon causing lots of problems for Bechem United, and here again he was being impeded into the penalty area, but
Ganyu makes no mistake, connects from the spot kick, and it's 1-0 for Kotoko.
Yeah, there was certainty in the strike, and you can see that.
Upon this time would not be lucky, but ball gladly fell to Imoro onto the head of Samuel Boateng, and it's Kotoko's second to wrap up the game in style.
Yeah, I mean, he was left free, completely free, and you can see that here, upon causing lots of problems once more. The clearance just fell kindly to Imoro. Just look at Samuel drifting.
All right, so Isaac Opon coming on, creating magic yet again. Wonderful player in the end, won the penalty, and somehow created a second goal, a pass behind the pass, the assist if you like. So 2-0 win as Asante Kotoko ground out at the Baba Yara Sports Stadium on their return there for the first time in 21 months. Let me show you the full results from the Premier League Match Week 2 action across the country in Ghana. So Wafa's result against House of Folk, you see the Legon Cities also winning 3-2 against RTU. Ashanti Gold 1-0 draw against Karela. Elmina Sharks lost at home to Dreams FC, and that was a big shock by 3-1. Aduana Stars also losing at home. I think that's a bigger shock, of course, to King Faisal by 3-1. So Faisal has now made it 2 out of 2. Mediama versus the Bienne Gold Stars was postponed because they couldn't find a venue for the match. Mediama's home venue is banned. Their alternative venue was Cape Coast, was occupied, so they couldn't find a place. So that's been moved to Tuesday, I believe. Chelsea and 11 Wonders, that BA derby ended in a draw as well. Kotoko's results, Great Olympics also beating Accra Lions. That was a late game on Sunday night, ending by 3-1. Nimley, I'll start with you on this one. Very interesting results from all over the country.
Yeah.
None more so than the one in Doma. Hakim Faisal managed 3-1 win. Before it was unthinkable, but now it's happening. But your thoughts on any of the matches that...
I think I'll start from that one in Doma.
Yeah.
Nobody saw it coming.
Of course.
Because Adiana is one team that is noted for their dominant home form.
Yeah.
And for a team like Faisal who struggle with battle relegation, survived on the last day, they've even sold
their best
striker. One would have thought that, come on, man, they'll go to places like Adriana and go and struggle. But the scoreline clearly shows that they were indeed very comfortable. Maybe the boss, Alhaji Gruza, the money from the sale of that young man has been invested properly.
That's that. Yeah.
Alhaji Gruza, we all know he's a proper footballing person. He understands football in and out, and he knows what he has to do when such money comes to him, how to reinvest it into the team. I'm very sure that they will reap the benefit of that investment because, as you rightly said, it's 6 out of 6, isn't it? 6 points out of 6 points.
Yeah.
The other game that I want to look at is the Hassel game. Look, most people are saying it is not too good a result. Mm-hmm. For the fact that Hassel took the lead, that is where I have a problem because this Wafa team is very, very inexperienced. They've lost or they've sold most of their established players. Mm-hmm. It's another group that is being rebuilt. And if you look at the experience of Hasselhoff, I'm using the word experience because they are the league champions. We all saw their preseason, how it went. Whilst people were playing low-profile game as preseason, Hasselhoff was competing in the Champions League as preseason. So one would have thought that with the exposure they've got, yes, Sugar Koppe has never been a good breeding ground for the phobias, but with the exposure they've got, they want to go to such venues, playing against such an inexperienced team, and go and stamp your authority. But if you looked at how the game even went, it's like they were lucky to even draw that game because Richard Atta pulled up some spectacular
really
saves to more or less get them that 1 point. I think the head coach, Samuel Boedo, do I use the word honeymoon? Not necessarily because he's a champion. Maybe defending.
Maybe it's time to wake them up again.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And maybe the pressure of going to defend the championship is beginning to get to him.
Do you not think perhaps also it could be the psychological effect of that defeat? Because since that game,
look,
they've played how many matches?
Unless the people running the team are not smart. You and I know there was no way they were going to qualify.
Yes. But I'm just saying that maybe the nature of the defeat might...
They should rather accept that. Going forward, that is the standard. So if they accept that as the standard, because if they were to win the league again, they'll go back to the Champions League again. So that is the standard. So that is how good you're supposed to be. So don't allow that defeat. You should rather use it to motivate you to do even better.
That's fair.
That's the way I'm going to... they have to look at it. So you are back home, you are the league champions, you've done proper signings, players who have gone in there. They're only missing one player. Only one player left the team.
The left back. Oh, you mean left the team at all?
Left the team completely.
Yeah.
And so one would have thought that shouldn't create the sort of hole that it is creating. I think over the two games, at least, I think it's 3 or 4 points dropped.
But on a normal day, though, if you draw against Legon Cities, that's sort of a derby. I watched that game, and I thought
how they should have won.
Yes, thank you.
But
and then if you get a point at Wafa, and a normal circumstance, even when Nasrov won the league, they didn't win there.
Yes, but so what I am saying is that this Wafa team is not the Wafa team of old.
Yeah, but it's definitely the Wafa team from last season. They haven't lost.
They are still inexperienced. House of Folk should go there and have a proper game plan to dominate these boys.
When have they ever done that at Wafa at any time? Like any period in time?
They should never accept that as a norm.
So that's so maybe
they should not accept House of Folk. It's like Man United playing against Man City and Solskjaer set the team up not to get beat. This is United, of course, and that is
so there should be a bit more arrogance about the way House of Folk But the arrogance in the past gave them 5-0 thrashing.
Look, that 5-0 thrashing I predicted will happen. And some people are saying, if it doesn't happen, I'll stop talking football. And it happened. But what I'm saying is that the Hasselhoff people should quickly accept that if they allow Kotoko in particular to create that gap, just as if they were to be leading the league at some point, no team
will be able to catch up like they did last season.
Look, if there's any team out there who knows how to win the league, even more than Hasselhoff, is Kumasi Asante Kotoko.
All right.
But a quick one on Kotoko too. I think so far so good.
Okay.
So far so very, very good. They never say die spirit that they showed in today's game, in my view. That is what it is. That is what.
And that's actually like 2-2 now. Where they have to
where they actually had to win very late. And for me, there was no way they were not going to win the game today at Kumasi. Like you said, 21 months ago, the people of Ashanti, they've not had a fair view of their team.
Yeah.
Having been to Dubai and back, everybody's eager. Every supporter of that team is eager.
The fans were angry that they couldn't get in because of the 25%.
No, but they'll have to accept that.
Yeah.
We have to respect the orders.
So
that is what it is now.
Around the stadium was so packed.
But come on, that should not be encouraged.
Yeah.
Even if they say 25%, why do you go and gather so many people around the stadium?
No, it's not gather. The people came there.
They should not come there.
So now, when you say gather, it's
I
like
think somebody brought them.
Yeah.
But at the end, on the footballing point of view, so far so very good for the professor. I think he's doing very, very well. But no swollen headed though.
Yeah.
Because there are much, much, much bigger and tougher attacks.
Absolutely. Daniel.
I was very impressed with Great Olympics victory tonight.
I'm surprised you didn't show that. Maxwell Abequa's goal is brilliant.
Look, last week they should have won.
Yeah.
Last week they should have won.
But
for a very silly decision in the last minutes, they should have won the game. And it's good, very good that they've come back at home and bounced back to get victory. Of course, briefly on the Hearts of Oak situation, coach hit it spot on. If there was ever a time where Hearts entered the game as favourites against Wafa, I think it was
today. It was on
Friday's game. The experience they had, the inexperienced Wafa team, Hearts taking the lead. I expected them to continue to dominate and probably get another goal.
Yeah.
And the funny thing is that it is the inexperienced team that looked calmer and looked assured that they will get back into the game. And the experienced league champions were shaking. And at the end of the day, we're lucky to even get a point. Also on the Kotoko issue, of course, we praised them last week for their never say die attitude. We praised them again today for
showing
keeping calm, showing that same level-headedness and coming back to win the game. But you have to starting well. I think they start a bit too slow. If you are not going to face opposition that slack off in the last minutes, week in, week out, it is going to get to a point that people will figure you out. And for Kotoko, I think they need to assert their authority on the game much earlier. Today, the pressure, of course, you have to understand them. The pressure at the stadium was crazy.
Immense.
21 months, you said. They themselves, some of these players have not even played at the Babayara Sports Stadium before.
The entire team, only Ganiu.
Exactly.
Had never played. Even Abalora has never played in front of Gama. All of them had never played there.
Perfect. So it just shows you the sort of pressure they were under. So you can let this one go and give them credit for their resolve to come back and get the 3 points. But as I'm saying, their start needs to be better, especially their first half form. They are a bit too slow for me. And I
put that down to some of the personnel because I honestly don't understand why someone like Isaac Opon should be coming off the bench.
No, maybe come on.
Yeah, I think you see, players like that. It reminds me of I can't remember the name, but I think they are impact subs.
Like Leroy Sani?
Exactly. You have players on the pitch who can do the job. If it's not working there, you bring him on because he's such an asset. If you start him, somebody like Adama Traore, if you start him and it's not going well, who is on the bench who can come and bring that sort of impact in the game? So, of course, I think to get to a point where he'll ease himself into the starting lineup and begin taking it from the start. But of course, for now, I think it makes sense. What Prosper Nati is doing makes sense. But of course, the intensity in the first half needs to be sharp and they need to start killing games much, much earlier.
All right, very interesting indeed. So that's the lowdown as far as the Ghana Premier League is concerned. So Becham United, after their high-flying start to the season by thumping Mediama last week, have been humbled in Kumasi, of course, by Kumasi Asante Kotoko, who have now gone top of the league, followed by King Faisal. Who would have thought? The two Kumasi clubs are ruling the Ghana Premier League after 2 match weeks. Interesting stuff. All right, we'll take a short break. When we come back, Hazaka's ladies are out in Egypt, making the country very, very proud. We will show you how they did it. Women's football has never been sweeter in Ghana at any point in time. This is a brilliant time to support women's football. We'll show you what they're doing in Egypt if you missed it. So don't go anywhere. You're watching Scorecard on Citi TV. Watching Scorecard on Citi TV. My name is Fentuo Tahiru. I've got some of your messages here. Keep them coming. Use the hashtag Scorecard on Twitter. I'm interested in your thoughts, what you make of all of the weekend's action, of course. Your opinions are welcome. Leave your messages on Twitter. Use the hashtag Scorecard. Also, send me a message on WhatsApp. Messages are coming in, plenty of them. Let me share a couple of them from Twitter, especially. Niankra says, it seems Coach Prosper Odum, that's a Kotoko head coach, has done a stupendous job at this Kotoko team. On this Kotoko team, sometimes team faithful need to be patient with coaches. Their trip to Dubai is already yielding good fruits, isn't it? That's a very interesting question. Question tag. We'll see. Cole says, Christopher Nimley, your prayers were answered, but Ole is still at post. Scorecard. What's next for United? Because Zidane is not coming. Interesting. Prampran Chief Fisher Folk, Nini Marte says, the House of Folk team must wake up and start playing like champions. More messages. Dangote, Monloti, Donu says, so Kotoko will stop this Abalora experiment? Interesting question. F4 Cooler says, so as teams, they sack them, our coaches know. The camp of Man United know here, say some Dogo be the way they for Sakam. Interesting. All right. Nia Dr. Thompson says, Coach, by the look of things, we still at United. We still at United are on our own. Okay. Are you still in touch with Ed Woodward, or do you still have the insider look on when Elo is going to get sacked? Please. Natalia, no, who is she? We are all interested. Interesting message. Richie said, haha, I'm a United fan from Kofodia in the Eastern region. I don't want to miss Scorecard because of coach. Even if United lose, I will still watch Scorecard. You don't have any other choice. You are making the right decision, and I'm proud of you. More messages. Bayo says, Bayo Mohammed, he says, I like the way Accra Lions played, but very inexperienced in the opposition box. For all Ferguson United, no comment, but Ferguson currently losing my love. I'm currently losing my love for him. Interesting. He's not even the coach. You're already losing your love for him. And Tatsia says, good evening. I'm surprised coach is able to talk as he's doing. Chelsea all the way, he said. But he's a Chelsea fan and he's happy that his team has drawn. So David Conte says, City are too good for United. Ronaldo will be sitting at home thinking how he made such a career mistake by joining a team that wouldn't win a trophy for a while. Interesting. He's sending that message from East Legon. Kofi JC says, as a Chelsea fan from a neutral perspective, I loved the end-to-end nature of the game between West Ham and Liverpool. And even more so, the result as he solidified our place at the top of the league table. A Kramwa Frimpong, Amen James says, man, it's... so I'm telling you, you're trying to say Man United had the opportunity to sign Antonio Conte 2 weeks ago. Apparently, they trusted Ole and messed up 2 weeks later. And now Conte is unavailable and Zidane is not interested. This Man United board has zero ambition and is highly messed up. He didn't necessarily say it messed up. He used the F word. I can't read that on TV. Slow down on the expletives. Slow down. Keep your messages coming. Quite a few of them. I'll read them. But let me take you to Egypt. That's where Hazaka's ladies, Ghana's champions, WAFU champions, Ghana Women's FA Cup champions, everybody's champions. They're playing in the CAF Women's Champions League. It's the maiden edition of the competition. They took on Malabo Kings of Equatorial Guinea in their first group game. Malabo Kings, they are women, but they are called Malabo Kings. They were the ones Hazaka's ladies played. With some other games, of course, played. So we're showing you a wrap of all of the first round of matches that were played there in the group stages. The first round of matches in the group stages of the CAF Women's Champions League. All right, so that's the Hazakis ladies game that you just saw there. They were the ladies in green, wonderful uniforms. So they won their opening game by 3-1. The other game was between Wadi Degla and AS Mande of, I think, Mali. And Wadi Degla also won by 3-1 in their opening matches. Quick thoughts on Hazakis ladies. That was a wonderful game of football. They probably should have won by more.
More goals, of course. Indecision or not being so clinical in the second half especially. Because if you dominate your opponent like the way they did, you should ensure that it reflects on the scorecard. That didn't, although they won the game 3-1. But look, I've got high hopes for them. I expect them to go all the way. Like I said on Sports Panorama, I think if they don't win this, they will look at themselves in the mirror and say, come on, we just missed the chance of writing proper history. But this is the maiden edition. Whoever wins this goes into the Guinness Book of Record. Whether you like it or not, that is where it should go.
The one who scored the first goal is being praised. The one who scored the first hat-trick is being... Everybody's making history.
That is it. And so, if you look at the fact that they won the Wafu version, where their direct competitor, the team, I think...
Rivers Angels of Nigeria.
If the Azad, because even in that tournament, I think Azad lost the first game against them before beating them in the final. So that should tell you that that is your goal. If you don't do things properly, you could get beat by them. But I'm happy that the coach who's taking them there is a very, very experienced coach. He's seen it all when it comes to women's football in Ghana. He's worked for the national team of Ghana at that level, in that department, as one of the top women's coaches in Ghana. And for me, he knows exactly what to get the girls to do and what they shouldn't do. So I'm expecting them to go all the way and win the tournament. And I wasn't surprised by the results at all. And I think the best from them is yet to come.
Okay, interesting. So their next game, I believe, is against AS Monday. So they can make that 2 out of 2, 6 points. They'll probably make it to the semi-final. So it's an 8-team tournament. So the moment you qualify out of the group, straight to semi-final. So we'll see. I don't know, you got something to say about them?
Coach's last statement. I don't think too much pressure should be put on them.
Yeah,
because they've had off-field issues. All these things can upset a team's psyche and mentality going into a competition like this. I think what we can do is to just give them our full support. I think they are more than capable to get the trophy, but I don't think that demand should be put on them. They have to win at all costs. I don't think that's
just too much pressure.
It's just too much pressure.
Man. If you look at the opposition they are facing in the tournament, they should go and be. You see, look, when you go to a major tournament like this, you clearly look at those you'll be competing with.
Hazakis ladies, to be fair, they do have a reputation.
Go and bust the tournament.
Yeah, I mean, they were doing women's football long before we even had a national league.
All they need to do is to get the message across here.
Yeah.
If they accept that, come on, we are better than them, and therefore no complacency. Go from where go. They will boss everybody.
And let them feel the sensation.
Simple as that.
At the end, at the back.
You saw the little girl. Oh my goodness, she's a good proper defender.
Janet, somebody said that she should be made to control traffic in Accra. There will be no congestion in that area.
She's in charge.
Yes, always in charge. All right. So all the best to Hazakis ladies, making Ghana proud, of course. But time now to switch our gears and take you to Europe. England, to be specific, this time around. The Manchester Derby started off match week 11 in the Premier League, of course, and it was a 12:30 p.m. kickoff. Man United were hosting Manchester City. It was supposed to be a very competitive game. In the end, it wasn't even close. It was a one-sided affair that finished 2-0 in favour of the blue side of Manchester. City all over Man United, rightly so. At the end of the game, City had over 800 passes, and United managed just 300.
Look, I have
It
never...
wasn't even close.
2 weeks ago, the coaching was absolutely rubbish against Liverpool. Yesterday is the worst Manchester derby I have watched.
From a United perspective.
From a United perspective.
Yeah, specify.
They didn't even make the game The worst, not even from a United person.
Was it a football match? As a training session?
It wasn't a football match, a derby. It tells you how badly coached this team is being at the moment. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer shouldn't be in the job. He should have been fired 2 weeks ago. They gave him the game against Atalanta, Spurs, and Man City. He beat Spurs 3-0. A very weakened, bad Spurs team. The bearded Nuno Espirito has been sacked as a result of that. Then, but for Ronaldo, he would have lost against Atalanta.
Yes.
And yesterday, he picks a team not to get beat. United started the game with 7 established ball winners. People we will usually tag as defenders.
Yeah.
7
defensive
of them.
Players.
Defensive players.
Yes.
7 of them. And the manner in which Man City kept carving them open. I sat back and I said, goodness me, you are playing a system that you yourself don't understand as a manager.
What do you mean he doesn't understand the system? He deployed the system. If he doesn't understand, why would he deploy that?
No, but the first reason why he doesn't understand the system, that 3-5-2 or back 5, and first reason, if you understand the system, you should know the players within your team that can play that system.
What was wrong with the deployment?
Simple. First and foremost, Lindelof shouldn't have started the game.
Who should have?
It should have been a back 3 of Eribailly, Maguire, and then Luke Shaw. You should have given the wing
who
backs.
Who plays in that left wing back if Luke Shaw is one of the centers?
Alex Telles and Diego Dallo. At least going forward, these 2 guys will have what it takes to push the Man City fullbacks backwards a bit.
Okay.
Yesterday, if you watch the game, you saw where Cancelo played. He didn't defend at all.
At all.
He was always in the half of Man United. Because all he knew was that, look, he could leave Wan-Bissaka.
He can't do anything.
All day. You carry the ball forward all day.
Yeah.
There wouldn't be an end product to that. So he was not worried about that. And the icing on the cake, what made it even more worse, was the haphazard running of Fred and McFred all over just running haphazardly. No plan, nothing. By heart running.
But they were chasing the ball.
They were not chasing the ball. They were running the ball about foolishly. Not doing what. Charlie.
Calm down.
No. That's the coaching is.
You mean like headless chickens?
Look, even that one is better. I have never seen 2 players noted to be DM that they are supposed to protect the back 4. And look, how many times do you see Jorginho or Rodri in the penalty box of the opponent? Unless on set piece. That's where you see Rodri there.
Because he's tall.
Because he's
so
tall.
Set piece, you don't see Jorginho there.
You don't see Jorginho there. So this coach is clueless. Again, he has not created any form of competition in this team. Favoritism at its best. McTominay, Maguire, Fred, Luke Shaw, Wan-Bissaka, they know that no matter how bad they perform,
still play.
The next week
they will play.
They are still in the team.
Yesterday there was
and
a
if you look
fight.
at the bench of that team, I've always said, Ed Woodward. I spoke to him. I said, Woodward, give me the job. I'll win the league with this group of players. I'm telling you honestly.
You what?
I'll win the league.
With what?
With these boys. What?
And you win it with
ease.
What kind of ease?
I'm telling you. Cheeky ease. Look. Friend, McTominay, when you pass the ball to McTominay, he cannot trap and pass.
What does he do?
He just picks up the ball, faces one direction and runs towards that direction. His waist cannot even allow him to do a zigzag turn. Oh my goodness. Oh, Charlie.
So he's no longer Fred. Now the problem is...
Look, there are two of them. The Dominic's own, look, he's got a very rigid waist. Look at
So
my
if
waist.
you pass the ball to
Just
McTominay...
look at my waist. I can oh, Charlie.
Wait. So if you pass the ball to McTominay...
Then you put Tomini. Look, I would have just done something simple and tell myself this way. Oh Lord Jesus. Oh God.
Oh goodness. Nimley, I can't handle you this evening.
No. You see, Solskjaer, he played with Rokin. He played with Paul Scholes. He played with Mark Carrick. He played with Darren Fletcher. He played with Ryan Giggs. He played with Nicky Butt.
So he knows quality.
What?
And yet,
you see McFred. So yesterday, when the team sheet was brought out, I told Nketiah, bearded Nuno Espirito was not smart. He was just scratching his beard. If he was smart, he would have just picked up Bruno Fernandes, and United
that game would
wouldn't
have
have beaten.
ended for... Let's see.
But I told Nketiah, Pep Guardiola is not... Look, he's so smart a manager that he will see. So yesterday, watch. Anytime Bruno got the ball, anytime he got the ball, Rodri and then Bernardo Silva,
all over
they just rushed because they knew that, look, he was more or less the catalyst to whatever United will do on the day. So if you now, after frustrating Bruno, then they left him and then they started pressing the two ineffective DMs. So Fred go and count the number of times Fred gave the ball away.
So this is a coaching problem. That is not going to go away until the coach leaves.
Until the coach is sacked.
Okay. Your point is very well made. Listen, yesterday...
But look, wait. There was a text.
Yes.
I can say on record.
Yes.
That proper meeting is ongoing.
Okay.
Proper meeting is ongoing. And the meeting is about the future of Ole Gunnar Solskjaer.
I see.
Gary Neville, Rio Ferdinand, Rokin. I listened to Rokin and I nearly threw out. I nearly vomited.
What did he say? I thought what he said was if he gets Ole now, he will hold him by the neck.
No,
and ask
rather
him,
he was.
why did you play Fred?
He was blaming the players.
Yeah, but he did also say that if Ole appeared right there in the Sky Sports studio, he would hold him by the neck and ask him, why do you keep playing Fred?
So he should be bold enough and say, sack him.
You know that's not going to happen.
No, but it's because Solskjaer is their mate.
Yes.
And they don't want him sacked.
Okay.
But this team, look, but like I'm saying, the news coming from Old Trafford is very explicit and clear. We don't expect to see him after Monday. He will be gone.
Hey, you have yet to predict again.
No, but see, the first one, he was gone. Oh.
And then?
It was that Ferguson man. Say, like the tester said.
You two are in that program.
Look, me, I support United. I don't support an individual. So if you stand in my way of joy, I clear you one time.
So you also have problem with Ferguson?
Serious problem. Charlie.
Daniel, make you brief for me. Nimley has... but really, what else is there? Is it...
And then Rocky is blaming David De Gea.
But also, but let me make this point. No, well, not a point, it's a question. Aren't we being a little bit too harsh on United? We saw this Man City team go to Stamford Bridge and completely dominate Chelsea. These are the European teams with the coach that have beaten them.
This same team, United beat them twice last season.
Yes, that's last season. Hold on. Last season, Chelsea beat them 3 times. I'm saying I'm asking a question. They went to Stamford Bridge. They dominated Chelsea. They beat them by 1-0. It wasn't even close. Should they wait? They blew Chelsea apart, literally. Against Liverpool, in the second half, we saw. Man City were all over Liverpool as well. Aren't we being a little bit too harsh? Because this City team this season look completely different.
Just before you come in, United have gained 1 from 12 points at Old Trafford. They've gained 4 points from a possible 21. What? This is sackable
offense. Daniel.
Look, yes, Manchester City is a fantastic team. But in a Manchester derby, and with a team that has Ronaldo, Pogba, Bruno Fernandes, Maguire, Varane,
Jadon Sancho,
look, you should at least try
and attack
them. You see, you can't line up, and this is my problem with Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. He thinks solving his defensive problems is by adding more numbers to the defense.
Yes.
So the more people at the back, the lesser, the less goals.
The less danger the opponent poses.
It is like a class 3 pupil trying to solve a defensive issue. Manchester United's defensive problem is down to positional play. Simple. There's no organization. So if you put 16 people at the back,
and they are not organized,
they will still be disorganized. There will still be spaces there.
They only look a bit organized when Varane is around.
Look, yesterday was so easy to the extent that if you watch the game for the first 5 minutes and you were supposed to sit down and write a tactical plan on the game, you get a spot on.
Yeah.
Look, for Man City, and that's what Coach said, just to give it a bit more context, because they saw that against Spurs, against Atalanta, both wing backs in Shaw and Wan-Bissaka did no offensive runs. They knew it was going to be a back 5. And then 2 people supposed to be sitting in front of them trying to protect them. So then, they completely stretched the game. And now Man United was a compact 5, but they were not really picking up anybody.
Of course.
Because the false 9, there was nobody there for them to pick up. So, City are so smart that they started pulling them and stretching them and creating spaces, and the runners just kept going through those spaces, and those patterns happened. Look,
there was so many spaces for Man City.
There was a spell in the game from about the 15th minute to the 25th minute. Every 3 minutes there's a chance. Every 3 minutes there's a chance.
Every 2 seconds.
Look, one pass, and then there's a chance. And then goal kick, or De Gea saves it, corner, it comes back. One pass, there's a chance. And another problem I also have with Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, and this is what I was pointing out last time around. You remember when I showed the Leicester City goals United conceded this season and last season, especially the first one when Maguire was trying to play from the back. United, they should stop trying to play from the back because it can't work.
The 2 DMs are so bad.
DMs, you see, it's not even they are so bad. And this is McTominay. McTominay is, look, he's very unintelligent.
Very.
This is not the first
he
time.
Works hard.
Look, this is not the first time we are seeing him.
But he works hard.
Look, I was watching the game. De Gea gives the ball to Maguire. Maguire passes his side. They pass it back to Maguire's side. And they keep passing. Do you know why? Because when the ball moves this way, what's his name? Foden and Bernardo Silva are pressing the ball on this direction. Tomini and Fred are also behind them, following them.
So then,
instead of them drifting away
and dodge
so that your centre back can find you. They don't want the ball because they don't want to be the one to cause mistake. So they are following the ball.
They're running away from the ball.
Go and watch.
They are marking Man City players
who are not in possession.
Who are not in possession of the
pressing the ball.
That's interesting. Very interesting analysis. But bottom line, everyone here agrees that Ole Gunnar Solskjaer just needs to go. It's a coaching problem, personnel issues. But when they told them that their personnel were not good, they said they had Ronaldo. Now they are seeing everything.
It's the coaching, not personnel issues.
The midfielders, you are now exposing. You said they are not good.
There are people there. Look, Van der Beek came into the game, and his first ball, there was that Johan Cruyff-like turn where he just did the
Alright.
Did you watch?
Nimley wants to play the ball himself for Man United. Let me take you to Stamford Bridge quickly and bring you highlights of Chelsea against Burnley. Chelsea was supposed to be cruising the first 10 minutes, 15 minits. Chelsea should have been at least 3-0 up. It didn't happen. They only scored one. In the end, Burnley found a way back, and the match ended 1-1. All right, definitely a very disappointing result for Chelsea from their point of view. But they will still be happy because Liverpool also lost. And United, of course, Spurs too didn't win. But Man City, of course, won. So the point gap now between Chelsea and the second place team is 3 points. And that is Manchester City. They are now 4 points above Liverpool, who are in 4th position. West Ham, by virtue of their victory against Liverpool, have moved up to 3rd position on the league law. Let me show you the full results from the Premier League this weekend. So you see, Southampton also beating Aston Villa by 1-0. So Salisu keeping another clean sheet there. Chelsea's draw against Burnley. City's win confirmed. Crystal Palace, their rise continues. They beat Wolves 2-0. Brentford lost at home to Norwich City. They have Norwich City's first win of the season. Somehow still got their manager sacked. So finally, Christopher Nimley's good friend Daniel Farke has been given the boot. Brighton were held by Newcastle. Everton against Spurs, and then 0-0. Antonio Conte's first Premier League game, couldn't score. Leeds United and Leicester also 1-1. Leicester, after beating United, now can't find a win anywhere. Arsenal, Emil Smith-Rowe gave them a 1-0 win against Watford. Aubameyang missed a penalty in that match. Today's late game, West Ham beating Liverpool by 3-2. A wonderful game of football that one was. Now, after match week 11, we go for the international break, and then we'll be back in about 2 weeks' time. But also here on Scorecard, I'm taking a very, very short break. It's not that long. So do stay with us. We've got quite a lot more to show you, from La Liga to the Bundesliga to boxing. You should see that Canelo Alvarez knockout. Incredible stuff. This is Scorecard live on Citi TV. Watching Scorecard on Citi TV. My name is Fentuo Tahiru. Christopher Nimley and Daniel Koranteng are my guests today. Let me take some of your messages. See what you've been sending me. This time I'm going to WhatsApp. So MCR, please send me more of the WhatsApp messages. I beg you. This one says, "Hi Fen, Ole is destroying Man United. He's tacticless, coachless, clueless, and careless at United. The earliest he's sacked, the better." Roland Gambero in Ashaman. This message says, "Good evening. Please, how long would Ghanaian referees start to exhibit good officiating? The referee in charge of the Kotoko and Manchester United game today was a disgrace to referees in general. Ghanaian should have been shown a red card, and the penalty is a total cheat." Vincent from Duyan Konta. Joseph, Waka Wajane, you have said your mind. Thank you for your message. Daniel, you have a problem with that?
Continue reading your message.
He has spoken his mind, yes. Eunice Ajwa, so someone is greeting you, and the person's name is Fingers from Olebu, and he says, "I'm happy Arsenal won and United lost. Greetings to my woman, Eunice Ajwa." Eunice, you are a big woman. Good evening, guys. This is Abdul Kader from Northern Capital, Tamale. Since when did Tamale become the Northern Capital? It's the capital of the Northern region. If you say Northern Capital, they shall say, "Oh, calling him too much." I can't wait for the insightful and extraordinary analysis from Coach and Gentle Daniel. Not the... okay, I don't get the rest of your message, but I get the full import of it. Hello, Fentuo. So little by little, Arsenal has leapfrogged Man United on the EPL table. Indeed, 4 more for Ole to do more. How is Chris and his brother feeling? I'm sure you heard them. Fentuo, how are you feeling yourself? Me, I'm fine. Thomas from Insawam with that message. Thank you. Napoleon always sends a message from Tumu Sanko Fabis. He says, "I thank my darling club Kotoko for their brilliant start to this new season. They should keep it up." Good evening, fine. My regards to Chris and Daniel. I think United have been patient enough. Ole must leave for obvious reasons before it's too late. Ronaldo Jr. from Wa sent that message. So Ronaldo Jr. is there. Obekono Odi 45. And on Ronaldo Jr. The original Ronaldo is 36. I saw some guy. His name was Ansu Fati Jr. He's 28. That's a footballer. His name is. I even met another one, and that one, his name was, I think, yeah, that was Messi Man. He was Messi Man Jr. Messi Man Jr. He was 35. Messi Man Jr. You are 35 years old. You are Messi Man Jr. Then your name, brother. Are you aging backwards? All right, let's go on. As Samosa says, I'm watching you live from in Sawam, Asante, Accra. You guys are doing great job. Keep it up. Kotoko all the way. Good evening, guys. I'm Frank Boedi from Insufa Blekuma from. Okay, and you say, hey, so Aston Villa are more ambitious than Man United. Yeah, good point. They have also fired their manager, I believe, Aston Villa. Yeah, so...
Ian Smith, he's been fired.
Fired?
Quick.
Interesting. Let me go on now. I'm very disappointed that my darling club, Barcelona and House of Oak, did not win their matches this week, especially Barcelona for throwing away a 3-goal lead. Good evening, Tahiru. This year's Ghana Premier League will be interesting because the teams are playing very good football. On the other side, this season's EPL, Chelsea players on loan or sold out will help us to win the league. Because last week, Gallagher scored against Man City for Chelsea to widen the lead on the log. And today, Zuma scored to send Liverpool to the 4th position. Interesting. Charles, watching live from Ablikuma, he sent that message. And that's from La. Says, so while Aston Villa, Watford, Newcastle, Spurs and Norwich have sacked their managers, United, the Lord is my Baba, should save Man United. You're referring to Zinedine Zidane. Eric Odum from Gomapo Singh says, I personally feel football is not complete business. It's not completely business than passion. How on earth could Chelsea, Barcelona, and Liverpool get these results? Betting could possibly be suicidal. So you watch football purely from a betting point of view. Yeah, below.
There's Kanashi.
Oh, Kanashi, Nimley, Kanashi. One tears, yes, Liverpool. And it's not the only one. Oh. The next message, actually, he says, I'm Ajay Stomata from Teshi Green Hotel. And guess what? He says, Manchester United and Liverpool spoil my bet. I can't even sleep. I love Scorecard. Citi TV, big up. Okay. Nimley, I had you.
Skanashi.
Only Eric Odu. Eric and Ajay Stomata. Omuzi Kanashi. Yeah, sorry, why? Solly. Kafla. This one says, hallelujah. Arsenal is now 3 points above United. I have found a new name for Man United. The new name is Woman United. I don't understand why women should come. Why are you associating women with losing? Please, be fair to women.
He's got serious problem.
You know, see, how are you doing? Because they are losing now, they are called Women United. Come on, man.
Serious
Come on, man. You're better than that. Women are winners. Yeah. So don't associate them with United.
No, if you take God, it's if you remove God.
Yeah. Woman is the next.
No more. Ask this man. Ask this man.
It's true. It's true.
After God, is it when God is the ultimate?
Of course.
But when it,
so we through
look, even Satan.
Yes. Go on.
When
Preacher.
when he went to the Garden of Eden, who did he go to?
Didn't go to look for Adam.
He went to Eve.
There is a reason.
There's the reason why he went to Eve.
Because he can see.
No more.
So even Satan,
he saw Eve, he saw Adam, he went to Eve.
I can't argue with that.
Yeah, of course.
Okay, went to Eve.
See, the Bible said they were all naked at the time.
At that time.
When he looked at, come on, what is this? This is the proper one. He saw Adam. He said, come on, what is, come on, get out. This is the proper one.
We are not me pay.
We're not me pay.
Look at Adam. Look at it.
Look, when he saw Adam, what, come on, get out. Eve.
I'm sorry.
You are associating women with losing. Women are associated with what?
It's okay. It's okay now. So please, what's it? Castro Steven inside China. You have received the lecture. You see what you have brought. It's not. You can't call them Woman United. No. All right. Let me read a couple more messages. Please help me ask Coach Nimley if he's still a Man United fan. I'm Kelly from Nigeria. Kelly, I think you haven't been watching the show. Nimley has changed his allegiance. He said he's now a Chelsea fan until
Ole Man Utd is sacked.
He's sacked. So he's no longer a United fan for the time being. One more message. This is a boxing one. That's why I'm going to read it. Cleopas in Wa sent us this message, and it's quite interesting. He said, Saul Canelo Alvarez is a real throwback fighter and perfectly embodies all that boxing is at the highest level, what it's supposed to represent. Hard work, grit, discipline, dedication, and the desire for challenges. Since suffering his only loss to Floyd Mayweather, he's been one big name after the other across 4 divisions, from learning Floyd's counter-punching skills to perfecting his trademark savage body attack, which he's always needed to slow down the elite boxers he's had to face. The lessons learned from taking challenges from modern-day boxers shy away from is there for all to see. The most amazing thing is how regularly he fights, despite fighting all the championship-level fighters. He's fought 3 times in less than a year and unified an entire division in 11 months. Think about that. We've waited a long while for an heir to Floyd Mayweather's throne. Alas, he's here. All hail King Canelo. Interesting, beautiful message, and that pretty much embodies everything that we will be talking about. We'll show you that fight a little later, but let me move you to Spain and show you highlights. Barcelona were in action. They threw away a 3-goal lead to draw with Celta Vigo. We can show you the highlights now. Daniel, I'm not sure what's going on with Barcelona. They're still managerless, of course. Xavi is almost here. But when you take a 3-0 lead, it doesn't matter who's in charge. You're expected to go in and win it.
Exactly. Look, I don't know, but one thing that they've not fixed from the La Masia is the quality of their defending. Maybe they are so much inclined or glued to the idea that, look, everything from that, what a goal. This boy is a true talent.
Ansu Fati is a superstar.
Man, he's a superstar. I mean, he's a good player. He's a fantastic player. Young boy with this ability, technique, quality. I mean, he can only go all the way to the top.
Just to stay fit.
Like we're saying, hey, when this man is on the score sheet, there you know that indeed everybody is about to take some form of responsibility. Sergio Busquets. Look, the most disappointing part of this was that, look, the manner in which they threw away.
This is it, 3-0. It looked like it was done.
Deal done.
They thought they had won. That's the problem.
But I hear there were some 2 unfortunate injuries that allowed Ansu Fati, and then another. So they brought in younger players. That was bad goalkeeping on the part of Ter Stegen. He should be saved by his very high standard. But look, goalkeepers are humans, so at times they make mistakes. And when the pressure is that, what a goal.
And at this point, they could smell it.
Yeah, of course. You see, once they consider the first one, and the home support came, oh my goodness, selfish on the part of the young. Oh,
look at that, beautiful. Comeback is always sweet. 90 plus 5. That's
again, Ter Stegen, in my view, should be saving that. But I was happy for the Ghanaian international, Joseph Edu, who lasted for 19 minutes, and he did very, very well.
Yeah. So congrats to Joseph Edu and his Celta Vigo teammates, of course. Coming back from 3 goals down against Barcelona, it's never easy. Doesn't even matter who's wearing the jersey. So that happened. Real Madrid, they took on Rayo Vallecano, and they won by 2-1. Of course, they needed to consolidate their lead at the top, and they did it. Daniel?
Yeah, and look, Real Madrid is... I think they'll win this La Liga.
Yeah.
Because they are the most consistent amongst the inconsistent top teams. And they have their 2 big boys, and I'm calling this boy big because of he's improved so much this season, Vinicius Jr. He's been such a fantastic player for them this season. And I think he deserves the plaudits that he's getting. His decision-making has improved. He was onside here. And his confidence has also taken a huge boost since Ancelotti took over the helm. So for him and for Real Madrid, look, they know how to get the goal. They know how to score. And I think they are also very well drilled defensively. Of course, it can only get better when you lose your captain, your talisman like Sergio Ramos. Of course, it will take time for you to build that partnership again at the back. But this man is at it again. Benzema, fantastic footballer all round, not just a finisher, but assists, goals. His influence on this Real Madrid team cannot be measured. And for Ancelotti, look, he's very lucky he has Benzema in this sort of form at this particular point in time. But I think that the scoreline didn't do justice to the way the game went. Real Madrid should have won this by a larger margin. It reminds you of last week's game again. Of course, that game Benzema missed it, but they had enough chances to completely kill off the game. And at the end of the game, they found themselves trying to defend hard, not to concede. But that is something that, of course, going forward, they need to fix. But I think this Real Madrid is in a good position to win the league. All
right, so arrival kind of with the consolation there. There you go. So. But it was too little, too late. As
who's that? Radamel Falcao.
Yes, Radamel. Yeah. I know. Radamel Falcao. What a great piece of defending to prevent the equalizer. But that's always what happens. If you switch off in the last minute, you can get punished. And look at that. Courtois, having not done much most of the game, had to pull off a brilliant save at the end there to try and keep them in the game. So you need great goalkeeping if you want to win the league. Let me show you the full results from the La Liga, and it includes a fascinating 3-3 draw between Valencia and Atletico. So I'm not sure how that happened, but incredible result between Valencia and Atletico.
In fact, they were 3-1 up.
Yeah.
And they allowed Valencia to score 2 goals in extra time.
Yeah.
That was shocking.
And 97.
Yeah. Shocking.
So the 2 goals, 90+2 and 90+6. Can you imagine? Mm-hmm. Incredible. Incredibly late. Sociedad, by the way, and this is important, they won away from home 2-0 and are still top of the La Liga table. Yeah. They are not giving up at the moment. In fact, they are top now with 28 points. Real Madrid are second with 27. Sevilla also have 27. Atletico Madrid have 23. But it's worth pointing out that Sociedad have played 1 game more. So that is the only difference there. They played 1 game more. Let's go to the Bundesliga. The Italian Serie A, in fact, the big game was this weekend. It was actually a few moments ago. It concluded a few moments ago. AC Milan against Inter Milan. That ended 1-1. Hakan Çalhanoğlu scored for Inter Milan against his former side. And then Stefan de Vrij scored an own goal to put Milan level. So that's the lowdown there. The rest of the match, Lazio also winning there by 3-0.
Napoli dropping points at home.
Yes, Napoli dropping points. And then also Atalanta winning by 2-1 against Cagliari. Juve beating Fiorentina 1-0.
I think this Verona team has improved so much from last season. Last season they were, I think, the last 2 weeks of the season they almost got relegated.
Yeah. Yes.
This season they've beaten Roma, they've beaten Juventus last week, and they've gone to Napoli and grabbed the points. They are doing some very good work over there.
But Napoli are still top of the table in the Serie A, of course. They have 32 points. AC Milan also have 32 points in second position, of course. And Inter Milan have 25 points. Atalanta with 22. Lazio in fifth position with 21. And Roma are all the way down in sixth position with 19 points. What's happening with Jose?
Nothing. It is Tammy Abraham.
It is Tammy Abraham.
Oh, please, let's not do that.
I've watched the last 3 AS Roma games. And if somebody doesn't tell you this is a Jose Mourinho team, you'll never believe it. They are actually playing
very well.
They are creating
all the
chances. Chance after chance.
They are just not putting them on.
And Tammy can score.
Wow.
Even today when he scored, you see, this is the thing I don't like about stats. Because we'll finish the game and say, oh, Tammy scored. But when you go back and you watch the game, he should have scored 4. Tammy is a serious problem.
Okay, interesting. So, not all rosy for Jose Mourinho at the moment. They are falling off the pace as far as the Serie A title chase is concerned. Juventus, they are all the way down in 8th position, by the way. So, things not going great for them. Let me take you to the Bundesliga before we jump into the boxing. Here are the full results, of course. We'll show you the highlights, very important. Mainz and Mönchengladbach 1-1. Bayern 1-2-1 against Freiburg. Wolfsburg beating Augsburg 1-0. Stuttgart lost at home to Arminia Bielefeld. VfL Bochum 1848. They beat Hoffenheim by 2-0. RB Leipzig against Dortmund was the headline game of the the Bundesliga weekend. Leipzig won that by 2-1. Hertha Berlin also drawing with Leverkusen. Cologne drawing with Union Berlin. Greuther Fürth and Frankfurt is a little later. All right. Freiburg, interesting, had not lost a game the whole of this season. Bayern finally ended their unbeaten run, so credit to them. Dortmund and Leipzig was supposed to be a very super competitive game. Leipzig winning that one. No surprise that they played at home. So what does that mean for the Bundesliga table? Let me just pull that up right now. So Bayern Munich are still top. They have 28 points. Dortmund dropped points, so that 1 point lead is now turned to 4 point lead. So Dortmund have 24 points, so 4 points behind Bayern Munich. Freiburg, who had been unbeaten throughout the entire season until they faced Bayern Munich, they have 22 points in third position. And Wolfsburg are fourth with 19. Leipzig down in fifth position with 18 points there. All right. Let's show you some boxing. Canelo Alvarez, great boxer, super middleweight champion, undisputed, took on Caleb Plant, and in the end, 9th round KO. That was a wicked left hook. Interesting. All right, Daniel Nimley, sorry.
Look, the punch that damaged the guy, that left. Sweet cum dirty left.
sweet dirty.
Sweet cum dirty.
Yeah.
It was sweet on the part of Canelo. But it was a very dirty punch for is it Plank or Plant?
Plant.
Yeah. Caleb Plant.
Plant.
He planted the left hook on Plant.
It was a solid punch. See, boxing is like that. If you go into the ring, take your own referee with you. This was an undisputed bout.
Yes.
So you needed to settle it. It is not the time for a referee to come from a scorecard, 116, 1. No, we don't want that. And this guy has shown. Look, I now understand why it took only Floyd to beat this young man.
Yeah.
Because, look.
And even then, he hadn't fully matured yet.
Yes. And look, he is that good. He is that deadly. He has taken boxing to the next level. I think he's the hottest commodity now in the game.
He definitely is.
He's the hottest. And he's the money machine now after Floyd. And for me, I don't see anybody stopping him at all. Maybe he will retire with the belts and they just hand them over. Maybe he will need to defend it maybe once or twice. But he's a young boy, very rich. He's got money. There should be time to.
I was looking at the purse for this fight. It's incredible money.
Yeah.
Unbelievable. One fight, they earn more than all of the UFC fighters combined.
How many people watch UFC?
And that's the point. And meanwhile, it's more brutal.
It's more
so
brutal.
A lot of UFC fighters are now moving to boxing. Even your man, the Irishman, he went into boxing to fight, made more money from that fight against Floyd Mayweather than he made in his entire career in the UFC.
Exactly.
But Daniel, Canelo Alvarez.
Look, he's supreme. Technically, he's... Look, Coach has said, I don't think, after Mayweather, I think he's the next big thing. He can't put a foot wrong. He's absolutely fantastic. And for Plant, look, you just have to accept it. You lost to a great. He's not just the best as it stands. He's a great. You certainly go down as one of the greatest to ever do it.
All right, so that's the lowdown as far as that fight is concerned. That's about it for our show tonight. We came to you live from number 11, Dr. Martin Lupin at Abraka, Accra. That's where our studios are. My name is Fentuo Tahiru. I was here with Coach Christopher Nimley and Daniel Koranteng. Thank you very much, guys. Coach has already done all the demonstrations, so there's nothing left to demonstrate today.
McTominay couldn't turn, but I've done
That's
that
all.
already.
You've already done enough demonstrations there. Thank you very much for tuning in. I absolutely loved your messages, all your tweets, all your WhatsApp messages. You guys are the absolute best. The show will repeat on Monday at 1 p.m. Also, will go up on YouTube on Monday, of course. So do check it out. Citi Sports Ghana is our YouTube channel. Until next time, do take care of yourself and bye-bye.